What a lovely day to work on a Chevrolet or a Buick Rossi CXL. The window's down. What year is it? It's the 05. Apparently it does not start. Oh, we got a little stinker bell down there. And I did come out. She got a $1.36 on it. I tried to start it and it doesn't do anything. Let's see. Key on. Holding it in the crank position. Nothing. Got no. And that's it. Now apparently this is very intermittent. I'm hesitant to even pull it inside. So we need to figure out what we can do from here just with what we have. It's interesting. Do we see a check engine light? I don't. Got the battery, the coolant. Let me give it a second here. That's interesting. The key's out of it. Open and close the door. See if we have an engine light. I don't see a check engine light, so that's peculiar. I don't know if the key, the key fob doesn't work. He told me that. Honestly, I don't think it's got anything to do with it. But yeah, obviously no check engine light. Let's get a scan tool first and foremost and see if we can learn a couple things. So I tried to let this one do a auto ID and it wouldn't. Not surprised there. So I'm going to go through, put it in manually. It's terrible glare outside here, but you're going to have to deal with it. I'll put it in manually. We'll let it auto scan and see if any of the modules are talking. I'm thinking we've got a failure to communicate here. Probably due to, lack of power more than anything is my guess. If I had to take a big fat guess, what was this thing? A Rossi. Oh, not an Allure in Canada. Yeah, what engine do you think we've got? We'll go with the 3.6. I think we have a failure to communicate, and like I say, probably from lack of power, whether it's ignition switch or a relay or something that's not turning on, powering up the PCM. So I'm going to let this do a scan here, and then we'll come back and see who's talking, who's not, and go from there. Well, the good news is, so far there's not a module without codes in it. Let's see where we're at here. It's just about done. And we're going to go to the report. Everybody's unhappy at this point. And let's see, there is 18 systems, a number of 34 faults. 34 fault codes. Everything's got codes in it. Class 2 data link malfunction, device ignition 1 circuit. Engine electrical, that's interesting. Okay. Device voltage malfunction. Lost comm with ECM, lost comm with BCM, lost comm with ABS. Class 2 data link, class 2, class 2, class 2, class 2, device ignition 1 circuit. This is kind of what I'm more concerned with than anything else. What module is this? This is the HVAC. Does the HVAC work here, fella? Appears to. Okay, so that we know that turns on. Voltage malfunction, device ignition 1 circuit, device voltage malfunction, that's in the shift interlock. Does the shift interlock work there, fella? Okay, that does. And it locks, class 2. So we got a bunch of stuff, and a lot of everybody's flipping the bird here at this device ignition 1 circuit. However, he did tell me that this thing was at another shop, and then they told him to come here. So I don't know how much people were fiddling with stuff. He says that they were jumping relays and jumping the starter and everything. I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to rescan it and see what we have from there. I think that's our best option now that we have a little bit of direction, I will say. So clear the codes. I just want to try something here. Still no money light. I'm going to try to flick the key kind of hard. Sometimes that'll do them on these Chevys. Remember the Chevy Blazer we had? We had a judo chop. Remember that one? Give her a good whack. I'm going to let it go through. So this is after we cleared it. Still the ignition 1 circuit. Like I say, I think that's where we're going to find our biggest issues. I want to go through and rerun it now that we've done a couple key cycles. So real quick here in the body module, if I shut the key off, it is inactive. That's accessory. That's the run position where it becomes active, and then if I hold it in the start position, it does say cranking. So it is seeing those inputs, so at least we know that. So let's see, we want report. I'm going to skip that. We'll just check here, probably a bunch of class 2 U1000s. Alright, engine, electrical, U1000, U1000. Transaxle control module. Not happy with anybody. Can't talk. Torque malfunction. That's because it can't see any data from engine controller, and then some bunch of U1000s. Okay. Lost count with ECM, obviously. It's interesting that it can't talk to the body module or the ABS. So I think we need to just keep it simple, and we need to figure out why this ECM, why the engine controller is not talking to anybody. I think they're pretty easy to get to on these cars, so I would just get a diagram, powers and grounds. I think we're gonna find our answer, or maybe visual inspection will find a giant mouse nest. I don't know, but that's the route I'm gonna go, because it looks like everybody else talks and everybody else is happy except this little guy. So let's find out what we're missing, power, ground, whatever it is, and then just trace it back from there. I think that's the best. That's the best. At least that's what we're doing, because you don't have a choice. You see that? Got your classic wires. Is everything melted there on the oil filter? I don't know. Is that the engine computer? I don't know that either. I think it lives in this box down here, which looks like somebody kind of hesitant to touch too much stuff. Just giving her the old visual once over. It's got the big 3.6, in case we haven't mentioned that. That concerns me a little right there. Let me get you some light on that subject. That's concerning. We're not going to touch that right now. It's got the new alternator. Is that for the, is this a transmission control module here or something maybe? Not sure. Don't know, don't care. Somebody's been fiddling with wires there. They've been fiddling with wires there. Pretty sure she ain't no virgin, baby. It's so quiet in here. What's that boy doing? Let's get some stuff. We need a 7 and an 8 and a 13. And we'll take this little guy with us. That should get us into the box. Let me get a diagram. Anything print for me, young lady?
Something printed.
It is so stinking nice out today. It's like almost 65, sunny. We're gonna peel this off. Somebody's been here, folks. I see these bolts have been touched. These don't come out that easy. Not in the PRNY. So we're gonna leave that right there. We'll stick these right here. I don't remember if these are 7 or 8. They ain't 7. So that means they're 8. We're gonna have a little look-see. I did get us some diagrams. That was loose. Come on, baby. That's how you want to be, huh? Don't worry, I brought my little screwdriver. Get that undone. That's loosey-goosey. Ooh, it's got some oil up in there. Oh, lots of oil. I didn't want to get messy. Little girl needs a catch can. What the thunder? That's not the engine computer. I'm going for the wrong thing. You ding dong, it must be up here. What is this, a tranny down here? No wonder somebody been in here, because they did what I did. They didn't look. That don't have near enough wires on it. Gosh. Old fella needs an air filter though. Almost like an oil filter at this point. Well so there you see my faults, my fallacies, my failures. I guess they will be. Tore that apart like a ding dong. Now we'll stick her back together. What's up, Mrs. O? You need to talk to me?
What's going on?
You can't see it, it's super. So what's up? Nobody wants to talk to me? Yeah, he's coming out to soak up some sun.
Oh, I know.
Oh, it's so lovely out.
A little bit warmer. I was wondering if you want to eat lunch.
Yeah.
Isn't it only like 11 o'clock?
No, it's 11:30.
Yeah, it's 11:30.
We can do that.
Okay. Let's go make it. Let's go.
There's got to be an ulterior motive behind wanting to eat lunch early. And, you know, here's a guy who spends thousands of dollars on service data and doesn't use it. It says right here, engine control module, top of engine. Here we are, fella. Okay, she's got some fresh tape on her too. Awesome. So at a glance here, it looks like connector C2. 50-50 chance who's C2. Appears to house the voltage of 1, 2, 3, at least 3 voltages. Don't see any grounds though, which is peculiar. I do see it has a case ground, and I did see that on diagram 1. It showed, I think if I go back to the beginning here, where I should have started, it does show a case ground, but there has to be other grounds than that, I would assume. I could be wrong. Shit, I didn't even know where the thing was, right? Can't trust this guy anymore. Maybe that's it, fella. Maybe that's the only ground on the whole kit and caboodle here. So let's grab us a little power source right here off the alternator. You just stand by. I'm not gonna move you. Might not even be recording for all I know. Our test light is good. It lights up here, but that's a pretty small amount. I'm gonna take and flick the key on here, folks. We are still currently in a no start condition. Okay, let's just check this ground here. Oops, get a good hook cut down here on the positive side. Just don't want to short anything else down. Short anything out down here. Oops. Okay, so my test light does work. It does work there. Things are kind of crusty. It does work there. Okay, so anyway, let's find connector C2. I'll have to scrutinize this with my old man glasses to see if I'm missing some other grounds, but that seems kind of weird. Of course, I don't ever remember working on a ECM that looks like this either. We're gonna see if this is number 2. We probably could go look it up. I'll tell you what, let me just pull back this rubber and see who's got all the pink wires. Because I think the pink were all our power wires. Yeah, it looks like we got a bunch of pinkies. I don't see pink on that one. And of course, I don't really see many pinks. Yeah, I got a pink over here. Got a couple pinks, so maybe this is connector C2. Yeah, I don't see any pinks on this one, so we'll fix that in a minute here. Let's kind of screw around with this one here. I don't really want to unplug it, I just want to get the lid off it, but we have to open the latch here a little bit. To do so, I believe so, because we just want to get the cover off so we can just back probe it while it's in place. That makes sense to you. So there's that. We will take and latch it back down. I'm gonna set this to the side. Cannot even tell if you guys are in frame. Let me see, you guys are right about here, so we should be good. And let's see what the survey says. Wrong page. Wrong page, reminds me of Jimmy Page. Getting the lead out. Just listened to that yesterday, a little Stairway to Heaven. Perhaps the greatest rock and roll song of all times. So we got pin 1 and 3. We got 1 is pink. Number 2, black with white. Number 3, pink. Okay, yeah, so we're on the right page here. Because it looks like there's a pink and a black with white and a pink. So that has to be 1, 2, and 3. Let's get us a good ground. I'm going to ground right off the alternator bracket here. Actually, we got a battery right under the hood. Here's the guy that's going for the alternator bracket. Well, you can tell today's Monday, right, my guy? Okay. Did I just say my guy? Where's my... We got a prober up here. My guy. That's what you say when you've been playing Fortnite too long with 8-year-olds. Okay, so we're gonna back probe the pink. Hopefully. We got power on that one. They all come from the same source, so I would think they would all have power. Try to slide down beside this one here. How far in? Okay, so I just want to see how far in that was. So pin 3 we have power on. Pin 1 is what I'm trying to get into. Pin 1 we have power on. Like I say, they all can't come from the same. So, and then pin 17 should also be a power source, which is also pink. Is that right, my guy? Let's see, 1 through 17. Gotta quit saying my guy. I gotta quit it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, it's gotta be right next to it. Up here on the top side. Yes, sir. There she is. There's another pink one. Come on. This is our ignition 1 voltage. This one should also be hot. Alright, we have power there. What's up, Miss O?
We got a question.
Alright, stand by, folks. Okay, so we have power there, power there, power there. So we got power on pin 1, pin 3, pin 17. There must be a full-time battery here. Okay, pin number 36, which is orange. We got to find that because I can't read my numbers here. But if we know they go, so if that is, what do they go up to? 16. 16 is 30. What number is that? Orange is 36. Oh, she's gonna be buried in there a little bit deep. Okay, so we found pin 36, which should be a full-time battery power. And we do have a light there. You guys probably can't see it, but we do have a light. So, what does that tell me? She's starting to look like we got a bad computer. Power, power, power. Battery power. I think that's it, fellas. I think that is it. And then it has a GM LAN bus that runs to the transmission control module. And then we have our class 2 data bus, which I think is the only way that this thing talks. I do not believe this is CAN enabled. We're gonna verify that for sure. Whoa, fella. Not used to this working outside in the field stuff. Let's go back to page 1. Go back to where it all began. I do not see a ground other than the entire case ground. A lot of low reference wires coming out, you know, grounds going to various sensors. But that's it. So I think what we need to do is verify the Class 2 data bus is making it here. And then make the call. So the Class 2 data bus, dark green. What number is it? 48, 49. So we gotta be in the last row. So it's gotta be this one here, that's 48, because then 49 is green with white, and that goes to something else. That goes to the some kind of relay control. So 48. And then you got a bunch of blankies, right? Yeah. No, we're good, folks. Let me go get a scope, and we're gonna see if we have Class 2 data communication here. So Class 2 on a Chevy should be like a 0 to 7 volts, I believe. You know, computer talk stuff. So let's go get a little scope here. Before we get a scope, I'm gonna go here because I think, oops, what did that just say? I don't know. We need to do pin 2. Let's see, what is that, J1850? Is J1850, I believe, is pin 2. And I believe that's not doing anything. Maybe, is it pin 7? I feel like a ding dong because nothing's happening right now. Right? Let's hit play. Oh, exit diagnosing before using this function. Okay, let's see. So let's exit out of here. I think it's pin 2. I think Class 2 is pin 2. Am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure it will. Now I just did it wrong again. God, this guy is click happy. Now because I get too click happy here. Let's see. Searching for devices. I think it's because I clicked on the scope. So here we are. So pin 2, and we are looking at 0 to 7 volts, right? Where's that at? That is at about 7 volts, so 7.12 volts. So this is what's going on in the Class 2 data bus as we speak. We can change the time. That's trigger. Don't use this scope a lot, bear with me. There's our time interval. Let's put some more time on the screen so you can see all the gibberish. So here we are. These are all the little individual data packets running on our Class 2 data bus. So technically, we should see the same thing at our PCM. So this is what's at the data link connector, which we knew that it wasn't down simply because everything else is talking. So where's this trigger? Put a trigger up here, get her to hold still for you. Hold still, little fella. There we go. So that's that. That's what we're looking for. The 0 to 7 volt computer, X's and O's and 1s and 0s and ABCs, okay? That's what we're looking for. Now we can go, we can get us a scope, we can get a little scope lead for this and see, do we have that at the computer? So I think what we'll do, I'm gonna clamp the ground right on the battery, which they have shimmed up with some cotter keys, it looks like. I'll make sure I get a good ground here. Story of my life. Then we're gonna take, I've got it just hooked to the Altel scope because why not? You guys know what it looks like on that. We're gonna back probe the green wire here. I think it was 49 if I remember correctly. It feels like it's in as far as it goes. Let me just double check it over here on this side. Yeah, it feels like we should be touching something. Let's go have a look. Hold right on there, folks. I think bring you right with me. Okay, so we're still right here. This recording outside stuff sucks. So we're still on pin 2 down here. So we want to back out of this. We want to stop it. Yes, we want to exit. Try not to get click happy. We want to go to scope. Scope. Okay, here we go. Let's see. We should be on channel A, right? Is that what I plugged it into? A. Whoa. A. Let's go 50 milliseconds per division. And our voltage, where do we change voltage at here? Maybe in here. We want to go to 10 volts. Uh-oh. Calling a medic. We're flatlining. Let me take it out here and fiddle with our connector. Okay. Key is on. So I make darn tootin' that we're in the right one here. Oh, I saw something. There we go. Now we got her back probed. That is not as near as much chatter as what we were seeing at the data link connector. I'm pretty near certain. Dee-doo, dee-doo. Oh, you know why? Because the key's off, my guy. Let me turn the key on. Key's on. Oh, there we got some jibber jabber. And we are running 0 to 7 volts, am I right? We are 0 to 7 volts, so that's good. And then now if we change the time basis here, this should be that all familiar site that you guys are looking for. We'll bring up a trigger. Bada bing, bada boom. So we have powers, we have grounds, and we also have the ability to communicate. That's why I tell Mrs. O, I have the ability to communicate. Sometimes I just don't do it correctly, so that's good. It would be nice, you know what would be nice is if we could go here, and we could go here, and look at them both at the same time, but I don't think this lets us look at the DLC plus, because that's where it can burn you sometimes. Okay. Do we have high speed? We got 6 and 14? Really? Can high, can low? No. High speed can. Duh. So we do have high speed can. Let me double check my wiring diagrams here. What's she making? Watermelon? Homemade watermelon.
Making watermelon.
All right.
And I made you, I guess that's kind of more like
some rabbit food. That's right.
I am going to feed you some chicken though.
Oh, thanks.
That you made.
Oh, let's see here, folks. So 6 and 14 it does have. So it does have a high-speed data network that runs the transmission control module only. So that's good to know. Pin number 2 is what we're looking at, is purple. That comes down here into a comb, not that you use on your hair, but that distributes all the different wires. And you can see that class 2 talks all these different modules. And then in the PCM, it also has a UART serial data primary and a UART serial data secondary. And fun fact, the U codes on the cars come from that this, gosh, dang it, I tried to give you a fun fact from UART, Universal something, something, something. I don't remember what the acronym is for, but that's why we get a U code. That's what the U code's for, UART. And anyhow, so you got me all distracted. You don't even hear me, do you?
What? No.
You got your earbuds in?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you poor little Prius. Look at that. A little motor exploded in the back of that thing. What a crappy video. Universal asynchronous, how do they say that? Receive and transmit. Yeah, right? I don't know. Whatever, dude. It doesn't matter. It's trying to give you a fun fact. I can't remember acronyms. I can hardly remember anything else. I believe that we have a bad PCM. I don't know of anything on a GM that will make it stop communicating. You know, like let's say like a Chrysler that has, you know, the 5-volt reference is pulled down and it just puts the kibosh to everything. This appears that we have powers, we have grounds, and we have the ability to communicate. Therefore, it should work. I don't know of anything else. This is kind of old, primitive type system. And I believe that we have a bad computer. That is my thoughts. The funny thing is that he says it will run if you jumper the solenoid. At least that's what he was told by the other shop. And the thing is, the fella drove it here and says he has had problem in quite some time. He made his appointment weeks ago and then, you know, hasn't had a problem since and has been driving it. It's his daily. I'm gonna look at some OEM diagrams. I wanna make sure that I'm not missing anything, and then I'm just gonna make the call and say it needs the magic box under the hood that does all the magical stuff. I don't know what else to say. It seems to be as simple as that. Let's grab our Wear Tools Check Plus for the mechanic with the on-the-go lifestyle. We got a 10 in there, we got a 10. A little extension, a little ratchet. I think that's what we'll need. Most importantly, it's got a little belt clip. Boom, look at that, huh? Boom, boom, boom. We'll tell the very lovely Mrs. O just ate some lunch. We'll be back, young lady.
Okay.
Love ya.
Love ya.
All right, let's rock and roll. It's Tundra time. Sick new tires on a Tundra, am I right? All right, folks, we're on the way to the Wilberts U-Pull Bath in the Tundra. I've got us a list in my pocket of what this thing fits. The guy at the Wilbert says he can't tell me what it fits. For some reason, he couldn't cross-reference a PCM, so I did it myself. Looks like some LaCrosse, Buick LaCrosse, obviously. The Rendezvous, and a couple Cadillac models, SRX, CTS, 04 to 07-ish, somewhere's in there. I think they had an 07 LaCrosse, so we're gonna go right for that, right out of the gate. We've got our Wear kit, and that's it. We're almost there. They're pretty close to our shop. So it amazes me, like, how busy this place will be during the middle of the day, in the middle of the week. Let's see, we got one CTS, we got a Rendezvous, and a LaCrosse, row 24, that's what we're in here. I seen a maroon Rendezvous. Let's go see if that's it. Row 24, 05, what year is this one? Oh, this is a 05, mid-digit 5. This is it, baby. Let's make sure. Oop, I tell you what, it's got a little tag on it here. 05 Rendezvous, 8260, 8260. Let's see if it's got a motor. It's got a big old dent. Boom, it's got a motor. Where the thunder's the computer? It's probably in the box. We didn't bring stuff to take that apart. Maybe it's not even the same for a 3.4. Alright, let's go to row 1. Let's go find a LaCrosse. Because I only brought my Wear kit, baby. And I am wearing it like a toad. Row 3. Oh, is that our CTS? Let's see. Sorry folks, sorry for the shuffle in here. 8522. 8522. This is our little guy here. Son of biscuits. Somebody freaking took it. Jerk holes. Now we gotta go to row 1. And what are we looking for here in 1? Hold on, folks. In row 1, we are looking for the 2007 Buick. Number 8123. Let's find a LaCrosse. Nope. Nope. Oh, this is it, baby. I see a computer. 07 LaCrosse. 07 LaCrosse. Well, let's just take this one, right? Seems legit. Let's see if we can do it with what we have to work with here, which should not be the problem. Wiggle that one off. That's one thing we didn't do when we left the shop, is it? We never did a visual inspection on the connector. Now here's a guy who's making some big assumptions. And I didn't bring wire cutters so we could take these harness connectors, but we know where they're at if we need them, hopefully. Ours does not need them. But we'll stick them out of the side very gingerly in case we need to come back to CYA. That means cover your butt. We're gonna undo this that way, and then this way, and then, oh, 10 millimeter too, imagine that. I tell you, this wear kit gets me more parts from the salvage yard than any other tool I have. That's probably not true. That's a false statement. You guys probably don't need to watch me change this, do you? It's fine though if you do. You weirdos. We probably should have got the numbers off our other controller, but I think the hardware is all the same. Spider. Need your classic 7 mil, not 8. This is for the ground wire. Come by, motherfucker! Can't do it. We'll disconnect the ground. Somebody in the comment section wants to know why we tested the ground with our low amp test light, 750 milliamps, and we were satisfied with our results. I'll tell you why. It's because we did it with the key on. We did it at the point of failure. Okay? If that ground was bad, our light would not have lit up. If it had such a bad ground that it wouldn't turn the PCM on. Does that make sense? Like sometimes you can test the ground with no current flow through it, and it will it'll light up the test light until you load the circuit in which it supplies. That's it, man. Look at that little guy. You guys can't see anything. It's all black, I know, but it's funny, the people that look at me like I'm the funny guy. Who's this nut job? Talking to himself. Alright. Let's flush this toilet. Got mobbed by the fans. By that I mean I seen a guy who watched my channel. I like to make it sound more important than it is. Grocery store last night with Mrs. O. That's what you do on a date on Mother's Day. You go shopping for groceries, and met a fan there too in the Wegmans. Wegmans at Corning. He was super excited. I'm super excited because we just bought a PCM for the price of a pack of cigarettes. And I don't smoke, but I see they're expensive there in the store. So let's roll. Time is it? It's almost 1 o'clock. This is a pretty tiny little computer. What's happening? What are you doing? Were you sleeping?
I wanted to sleep. You
Sorry.
had to go do work.
Sorry, I had to go do work there, Miss O.
So no, I didn't sleep.
Okay.
So she just said.
I believe the key is off still. Hopefully these suckers are clean. Rookie mistake if they're not. Clean as a whistle. Woo, we got lucky. So that's our 7 mil for the ground. I guess that's the only one we really need at this moment in time. Because we can just plug it in, make sure we made the right educated guess, which I'm sure we did. Very gingerly put that on there. Now it's not going to start and run, folks, don't get me wrong, but we should have the ability to communicate at this point. And it should be flipping us the bird saying, hey, security, we need to get security. That's what it should be telling us. Let's go find out if we're right or wrong. Key on. Hey, we got an engine light now. Starting disabled. So that's new, that's fun. And this is where we left this thing. So we want to come back into diagnostics. We want to go to our history. Why is my screen all flickery? Maybe because it's really hot. Let this thing kind of boot up. And then we want to go right to ECM, engine control. And then we want to go to trouble codes, which should have some theft deterrent stuff. I'm thinking. Current codes. Theft deterrent start enable signal not correct. So anyhow, we were right. We should be able to go read live data now. We can read all the data. So we're good. We're happy. Let's get this thing programmed. So we'll take this thing out now that we know it's junk. Well, we knew that before. We're in a hurry. I'm in a hurry to get things done. So there's that one. We're now using the GM MDI2. I'm letting that get connected, so hopefully we can go through and program this without a hitch. I'm hoping. GM's been a little finicky here the past few days. For some reason this thing is like dragging its feet. So I'm going to give it some time here, folks. But I mean, it seems to be working, but it is going abnormally slow. Like we just got the counter up there. Usually these things go through pretty zippy zap. It did kind of throw a fit. We had to do an override because it did detect the VIN that's in it. But it looks like we've got some progress now. It's just the hurry up and wait game. I may not be able to finish this before I have to leave. This is just like reality TV. It's 1:28. Can we do it? This is the end. Finally made it to the end. I think things are getting a little heated up out here. Okay, hoorah. And we have the right VIN now. We should have. Awesome. See, this is where it's like a new VCI device was connected, reporting this VIN. That's really interesting that it brings up the old mumbo jumbo. Interesting. Did it really write the VIN to it? I think we're gonna have a problem. Alright, yeehaw, there's one not problem, but we got a lot of lights on. I don't think it wrote the VIN. Because when I went back in and let it re-ID, it pulled up the 07 VIN. So let's go quick like a bunny rabbit and get a scan tool. I think we're in trouble. Well, she just auto-ID'd and it brought up the correct VIN. That should be us, so let's see. I didn't clear the codes after the programming, so it's likely we've got a ton of communication codes from doing the programming. So I'm going to let this go through. Yeah, it did bring up the right VIN. That's weird. That's the first time I've done a used controller with TechLine Connect. So 05, yeah, I just skipped past it there, 05 Buick. I'm going to let it go through and scan here, which of course now we should be able to see the ECM. But we're going to have a bunch of codes from programming, so I'm going to go through and clear them out, and if that resolves our issues, hallelujah, because we got 10 minutes to spare, folks. We got time to screw off. Never been on such a tight time constraint in my life. This guy's got some issues under here still, let me tell you what. This video is terrible as far as glare, let me tell you. Okay. Alright, no money light. Now, we don't have any history on this car, so we're going to have to call the guy, because perhaps his ABS light has been on. That's what we'll find out, because let's see what code is in that. It's scanning the ECM. And the electronic brake, that's weird. Let's see what this says. Just a minute, Mrs. O, we're on a time crunch. Rough road sensor circuit. Son of a freaking
Monkey? Son of a monkey?
Son of a monkey. Dang it, Mrs. O. I got to get a hold of this guy. We got to see if this was a problem before. I'm not familiar with the PO318. Hopefully this is not some stinking Cadillac problem. No, we didn't take this. We didn't take this computer off a Cadillac, did we? We looked at a Cadillac. We're gonna have a light now, right? Because that's a second trip. Nope, maybe she's not a 2-tripper. Okay, it's time for me to go, isn't it? It's close.
You got a few
I told the people if we didn't get this done before 2 o'clock, we could lose everything.
Everything?
Yeah, it's like reality TV. We got to call this guy.
Wow.
Because we got to find out.
And you gotta call it?
Well, we got to call this fella that owns this thing to see if he had a problem with his right rear speed sensor circuit. And this PO318, I'm not familiar with that. We're going to have to look this up. This video isn't over. That's the problem. But whatever that PO318 is, it doesn't light a light, which is nice. Am I right? Am I right?
You're always right.
That's what I've learned to tell you, Mrs. O.
Well, we just keep saying it to each other.
Boom. Problem solved. You should be a marital counselor.
Just agree.
Sometimes I agree to disagree. Yep, rough road sensor circuit. Don't know what that is. Dang it, folks. I gotta go. I gotta go.
You gotta go.
Oh, guys, I'm so stinking late now. We're gonna have to hammer down. Good news, though. Let me roll up my windows. The good news is I called the customer and without leading them, because after a while dealing with the GP, the general public, you learn, hey, look at that, it's a Wilbert's truck. You pull it a bath. That's not that you pull it a bath, that's they pull it for you and drop it off of your shop truck. Anyhow, calling the customer, and like I say, after learning to talk with the GP, you never lead them into the answer that they want to give you. I can go more into that at a later date. At any rate, I did call the customer, inform them that I believe that the PCM is at fault because I did not get prior approval to repair it, if you can imagine that. And then I asked them, prior to replacing the computer, did you have any other problems? Were there any other lights on? And at that point, the bean can got kicked over. They spilled the bean, says, oh, the traction light's on, the ABS light's on, every light on the dash is on. That's a song, in case you didn't know. So anyhow, he told me everything. Every light's been on. His problem is not having a camera holder on his dash, and his problem is, look both ways. Stop, look, and listen. He said that all his lights are on. The main concern is to get the flipping thing running. Without having communications with the old PCM, who knows? But I am still gonna look up that PO318 it was, and just see what's up with that. It's clear, looking at the engine, somebody's been in there with these fellas, fiddling and things I'll not be fiddling in. And so anyhow, so I'm gonna end the video here. It starts and runs and drives, it's what he wants. I'm running late as a mother lover, and I'll see if he wants to proceed with diagnosing anything else with the ABS. However, if I look and see the PO318, which doesn't seem to turn the engine light on, has anything to do with anything that we did, I'll come and get you and we'll go at it on the car. So that's a whole lot to say, like, all the lights were on, folks. Comment section, the questions, the comments, the concerns. Wish the Chevy would find a throttle pedal that's in front of us. The Insta, the Facebook. And that's it, folks. Just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.